We were one of the first families in our neighborhood to get a VCR in the early 80s, and we only owned a few movies, so we watched them over and over. One of them was The Pirates of Penzance, starring Kevin Kline, Rex Smith, and Angela Lansbury. I must have watched it over 100 times. It started my love affair with Gilbert and Sullivan. Although I started the JWRC with the Mikado, I always knew that I wanted to do Pirates one day, and I also knew that somehow I needed to find a way to perform in it as well. I already knew all the lyrics by heart. Luckily, we were able to find another pianist, Lisa Petrushka, and I made my JWRC on-stage debut as Ruth while directing at the same time. It wasn't easy, but I loved the experience from beginning to end.
Pirates of Penzance holds a very special place in my heart because it was the first show I ever did with the JWRC. As I tell the story, I was walking my then infant daughter down Pico Boulevard, and I saw a flyer on a lamppost for Pirates of Penzance, and I thought, ooh, somebody's doing that show. I was in that in high school. And then it said auditions, and I thought, oh, that's fabulous. Maybe I'll audition for a show. And then it said for women only, and I thought, what? How are we gonna do that? So, but I auditioned, and I got the part of the Pirate King, which is just the greatest role of all time. It's so fun. And the rest is history.
Performing in Pirates was particularly special for me because it was such a huge part of my childhood. My dad had a slight obsession with Gilbert and Sullivan and would play the songs all the time, especially from Pirates. So being in the show just meant that much more to me.
I got hooked on JWRC from when I was in Pirates until there was this virus finally doing something just for me. The dancing and the singing, no children to me clinging. At rehearsal I'd feel so free. I needed break from family. I miss the JWRC, but I do love these watch parties. Oh, please God, get us that vaccine.
So Pirates of Penzance was my third show with the JWRC. It was quite a while ago. I remember really wonderful costumes and being part of a group of silly sisters that we had just such a wonderful time. What I remember best, however, are the great friendships that I had at the JWRC, at rehearsals, getting to know everybody, having so much fun, and being with such talented, wonderful women.
I was so glad to have the opportunity to be on stage again. I hadn't been on stage since high school, so it was great fun, and it was a great stress relief. I was in my second year of grad school at the time, which was intense, so it was really great to be able to get away a couple times a week and just sing and dance and be goofy with this great group of women.
Pirates of Penzance was my first show with the JWRC and probably my first time on stage in a musical in about a 10-year hiatus. I had known Margie for many years, but the timing had never worked out for me to be able to do one of the shows, and finally the stars aligned and I was able to join the cast, and it started this amazing long-term relationship with the company and all the amazing friends I've made over the years.
Gilbert and Sullivan have a way of speaking extremely quickly in a small amount of time for their songs and their shows, and it's very hard to catch the things that are funny if you're only hearing it for the first time. So I felt like every time we did the show, when we were in rehearsal, we would hear something again and be like, oh my gosh, that's so hysterical. And then by the time we got to the show, nobody laughed at all the parts that we thought were funny because we had been rehearsing it forever and we knew it so well.
I really felt like my part was autobiographical. I mean, some of you may not realize this, but I am very good at integral and differential calculus. In conics, I can floor peculiarities parabolas. I'm very well acquainted too with matters mathematical. I understand equations, both the simple and quadratical. About binomial theorem, I am teeming with a lot of news, with many cheerful facts about the square of the hypotenuse.
When I played Ruth, who was 47 years old, I was only 35. I put baby powder on my hair so it looked grayer, and I added facial lines to look older. Now that I'm actually 47, I realize it's not so old. Gilbert and Sullivan were not so kind to older women. Stop making fun of 47-year-olds, pirates.
I was in my mid to upper 30s when we did the pirate show. My self-esteem took a big hit with 47 considered old. I was determined to stay young and not let nature age me more. This is the hair dye and the face cream that I purchased at the store. When 47 came around, I thought back to that scene with Ruth. I felt depressed, but then I realized Frederick wasn't speaking truth. The moral of the story is not everything in shows is real. Age is a number, and what really matters is how old we feel.